Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Keith with Positively Osceola here for yet another one of our In the Loop live episodes. And I tell you, everyone at Positively Osceola, we're always extraordinarily grateful for the folks that we get to discuss things with and just kind of hang out online with and really just go over the things that are happening in and around Osceola County. Today is another one of those days because today we get to speak to the vice chairwoman of the Osceola County Board of County Commissioners for District 2 County Commissioner Viviana. How are you, ma'am?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing great. Making sure I press the right buttons here. So I hope you had a great weekend. I know we pre-talked that a little bit and that you chilled a tad.
Yes, I did. I had a nice, uneventful, and I'm grateful for 4th of July, looking at some of the fireworks from my own backyard. So I had a nice time and happy that both of our 4th of July celebrations at both our lakefronts went smoothly and without a hitch for everybody.
They did. And I know I was in years past, you couldn't have kept me away from one of those particular areas, but we did have staff at all the events happening, and I was kind of glad not to be to be involved with lots of heat and mosquitoes if they were out and about.
Oh, yeah, those mosquitoes, they'll get to you.
They do. They're pretty good at it. Hey, well, I've got some people popping out right now, so we can make this official. Okay with you? Here we go. Well, again, this is Keith with Positively Osceola, and today live in the loop. I'm going to give you the long version of the introduction. This is, of course, Vice Chair Viviana, the Osceola County Commissioner for District 2. The commissioner was elected to the County Commission in 2014, currently serving her second term. In addition to being the Vice Chair of the Board of County Commissioners, Commissioner Janer is the Vice Chair of Central Florida Commuter Rail Commission, that's Sunrail, the chairwoman of the Links Oversight Board, and vice chair for the Florida Association of Counties Legislative Executive Committee. Commissioner Janer also serves on the Tourist Development Council and the boards of the directors for Metro Plan Orlando, Links, and the FAC Institute of County Government. She served as chairman of the County Commission in 2020, 2018. Of course, again, this is Osceola County Commissioner Viviana Janer. How are you, ma'am?
Hello. Happy to be here.
Glad to have you here. And just reading that, I actually had to abbreviate that. You've done a lot of things here since you've been.
Yeah, I've been busy.
You have. So again, we kind of now in that stretch of summer that'll certainly heat up around here. No major holidays for a little while. We kind of saw that come and go. But let's get right at it today. And so I know we, again, thank you for being here with us and discussing these things with us. I know you're very busy. A topic that certainly has been discussed for a number of years, certainly is still behind the dais. I know it's a very important issue to you. You've done a lot of work in this area, and that area would be of affordable housing. So I'm going to kind of just turn it over to you and tell us what's going on right now, what you've been doing, certainly what the board's been doing, where we're at as far as affordable housing. Certainly a challenging subject, Osceola County being such a busy county and people moving here. So I'm going to turn it over to you. I've got some graphics. We'll try to keep up with you, but thanks again.
All right. So great. So, affordable housing, there's a shortage of affordable housing, not only here in Osceola County, not only in Central Florida, but across the nation. So one of the things that was a priority for me when I first ran for County Commission in 2014 and remains a priority for me today is the creation of more affordable housing so that our working families have an affordable place that they could call home, a permanent roof over their heads, whether that be an apartment or a house, it doesn't matter as long as it's a permanent roof over their head. I'm happy to say that since I was elected, we've done a lot of progress on the county commission. So, beginning with Cameron Preserve, which started back in 2016, we've now either created or approved over 1,000 affordable housing units. So, we had never at the county level participated prior to 2016 on the creation of affordable housing. And that is our first project, Cameron Preserve. That's the phase one of Cameron. That's 100 units. And that project really focused on, hello, Juan, on those families either living in motels or the chronic homeless. So we have phase two of that coming. That was just approved our last commission meeting, Keith, along with a couple other projects. We've had projects over at Gannett Point, right off of the 192. I think you should have some footage of those units. That's about 80 units. It's targeted to also homeless individuals and families. So I get a lot of feedback saying, what are you doing for these homeless families? What are you doing for these homeless children? Well, these are the types of projects where we're working with them. That was 80 units, and that was completed over in 2020. Some other fun projects that have been completed already are Los Altos and Palos Verdes. They're very close to each other. Palos Verdes is 120 units for elderly, focus on our senior population, which is growing, and Los Altos was 100 units. So those are very targeted projects as well, and that's near the Bella Lago community, if you're familiar with that area. So we have a whole plethora of projects that we've approved and have been completed. But I wanted to talk a little bit, if you don't mind, of our last vote. Like I said, we really finished approving 3 very important projects. The first is the Cameron Phase 2, like I mentioned, which is 80 units. The next is Dillingham Apartments, which is 30 units that focuses on chronic homelessness in association with Park Place. So that's going to be really important with that wraparound services. Then we have a Council on Aging HUD project. Okay. Now that is wonderful. That's going to be, it's called Buen Vecino. It's going to be in the Buenaventura Lakes area. And what the Council on Aging is building along with HUD and the county's participation are 60 units, and they're what's called 202. It's kind of like a Section 8, but the voucher does not travel with the individual. That voucher per se stays with the apartment. So when somebody decides to move on, the next person that rents that unit will have that voucher attached to it. So the rents will be very, very affordable. This is so important for our elderly community that are, on a fixed income. It's really hard, all this inflation going on around us. And when you think of somebody whose check may have gone up $6 for the month. So our senior community is very, very important that we keep that affordable housing and not lose focus. We also have 12 units that is also in the Buenaventura Lakes area that are coming up. And finally, I think you have a visual of the rendering for our largest yet by the Poinciana Sunrail Station, our largest project that we're working on, which is 354 units. And if you look at that rendering, these are nice looking units. We want to make sure that people don't only have a roof on their heads, but you can feel proud to live here. So, and that's going to be right across the street from a Poinciana Sunrail station. So, affordable housing is a challenge sometimes because you just can't put it anywhere. It does have to have good accessibility
Right.
to public transportation. So, this is one of those projects where it just hits the nail on the head being right across the street from that station. So, with all these new projects that I said coming on, again, that brings our total to over 1,000, which is incredible when you think of back in 2014 when I was elected and Commissioner Green was elected, there were zero. There were zero
Yeah.
projects that we had participated in. So now we're over 1,000 units, and I'm very proud of all the accomplishments that we've been able to make. But with that, of course, we still have much more work to do. I'm always on the lookout. What else could we do? Who could we partner with? Because
Right.
all these affordable housing projects are all about forming partnerships. That's the only way that an apartment can be affordable in the year 2022. So it takes a lot of people. It takes, it takes the county, it takes private industry, it takes sometimes the state, and sometimes the federal government. So it takes a lot to get these off the ground. It's not like you can say, "Oh, there's a piece of land. I'm just going to go ahead and build something, and it's going to be affordable." That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I think what lurched out at me was saying you just can't put this anywhere. It's got to be connected to, in this case, a public transportation situation where it's going to be able to make people not be isolated in an affordable housing setting. Correct.
Exactly. So yeah, people that are renting these apartments, a lot of them, they may have a vehicle, but they may need two vehicles.
Right.
So it's very important that they're near some sort of public transportation, whether it be the Lynx bus system or whether it be the Sunrail system, so that way they could have easy accessibility. A lot of these families work along, the tourism corridor on the 192. So bus links bus service will take them right there, and that's why I'm really happy with this new project by the Sunrail station, because then people that potentially work in Orlando would be able to live there and take that train into Orlando.
Gotcha. I think it's easy. This is just me speaking. I think it's easy sometimes to say, okay, what are you doing? What is the county commission doing? What are city council people doing? What are commissioners doing? As far as affordable or attainable housing. My question to you is, what can the citizens do to assist you as our representatives? What can we do to try to help you so that whether that means you can negotiate more easily or correctly negotiate more funding? How can we help you?
Right. Well, first of all, affordable housing is kind of a double-edged sword. A lot of times you hear the term workforce housing being thrown out there. Well, they're really one and the same. Affordable housing is workforce housing. The people that live here are working families. A lot of times it's teachers. A lot of times it's people that are public service workers that really can't afford that full market price rent, which has gotten up so high. Sometimes I look at these ads and I cannot believe what they're charging for a 1 or 2 bedroom units. So these apartments, a lot of times, what we need from the community is really their buy-in, because a lot of times people are like, well, I don't like supporting affordable housing. I don't like it being built, and they think that it's a bad thing, and it's really not a bad thing. And these are not bad people that are living in these apartments. So I think that is really important for people to understand, especially the senior housing units. I mean, they're so needed. We need to focus more on that. I spent an incredible amount of time since elected getting a lot of these projects done. Again, I was the one that first brought the idea of our first one at Cameron Preserve, where we
Right.
had actually purchased the land and looked for a developer to partner with that would get the tax credits from the states in order to make it affordable. And that's kind of what you have to do. So from the citizens, fortunately for y'all, all we ask for is a little bit of support
Right.
and to not look at it like something taboo, because it's not.
I also think it's for me, again, speaking for myself, I think it feels and sounds like a different scenario as far as community acceptance. Back, like you said, in 2014, I've lived here, for decades. It wasn't something that was discussed mega years ago. As things have progressed, as we've grown in the county in Central Florida, it has become an issue. I just don't feel like it as it was,
Right.
15
It's
years
not
ago.
as bad. Right. A lot of people are recognizing
Sure.
the need for it, which is good. We have to recognize, right? Kind of like when you have a problem, the first step is always recognition. Hey, we
Right.
have a problem. And it's really important that people understand that it's not only here in Osceola County. A lot of people say, y'all in Osceola, you're not doing enough. I think we're doing a lot. I think we still have a lot more work to do.
Sure.
I'm not saying, hey, we're done. We're not going to do anything else. We did 1,000 units, yay. Um,
Right.
but um, but it's really, I'm glad to start hearing the community say, hey, we do need more affordable housing. People are not being able, on the salaries that they're making, to afford a market rate, house or apartment. And so that's really, really, I think we have come a long way since 2014 in that aspect.
No question, and I think the last 2.5-ish years certainly showed us that we have to be prepared and prepare for those people who are a little maybe less fortunate in their current state. Anybody could end up in a position where they're really having a financial insecurity moment or a food insecurity. We know that now for sure.
Yeah.
So, if somebody's listening today or it checks back in this later, and they're interested in what the county is doing in the way of affordable housing, or they just want to investigate more about that, where can they go and get some good information?
Yeah, well, I'm going to certainly encourage everybody. Our Department of Human Services, they just renamed themselves. I think it's called Community Services, but
Right.
are very, very engaged with our citizens and residents. So if you visit our website at osceola.org and click on that housing tab, you could get information. Also, there's still a lot of our residents that are struggling from insecurity because of the pandemic, and we
Right.
do still have help available. And you could find those links on our website at osceola.org, or if they are feel more comfortable picking up a phone, if 407-742-8400. That takes us them directly to Human Services. And at Human Services, they could get information. Would they qualify for some of these units? Because there are income qualifications that they need to meet. Do they qualify, for example, for rental assistance? Because, like you just said a few seconds ago, any one of us could be fall in a predicament very quickly. And with the pandemic, a lot of people that never had a financial issue or struggle found themselves struggling, not being able to pay their rent or not being able to pay their mortgage, which is why I'm very, very proud that the county has and still has programs to help assist people with these issues. So if you go onto our website, you'll find all the information right there at your fingertips, or if you call the 742-8400 number.
Excellent. I know that we saw that you certainly during the meat of the pandemic and still you hosted a lot of food distribution events, and you firsthand saw individuals that probably had never had a challenge like that before, taking advantage of what you and the county were doing, and that was a big deal. So big kudos to you for that.
Yeah, unfortunately, there are lots of people that still haven't fully recovered.
Right.
And with the inflation at where it's at, the food prices skyrocketing, there are still a lot of people that had never had to go on a line to, pick up some food, that come and do it. But I feel that the way we have these events organized, it's nothing to be ashamed of. If you need a little extra help, go
Mhm.
and pick up some food at one of our events. Commissioner Arrington just had one.
Right.
I think it was just last week. I'm having my next one's not till September 10th. But we have also on our website the list of food pantries that we work with that are still on a regular basis distributing food to our constituency.
Excellent. Yes, I saw some grateful folks coming through those lines, for no doubt about it. And that was not just in the beginning. That was of recent. So, like I said, thanks for doing all those. Now, what else would you maybe have going on that we can share with the folks before we call it?
Yeah. Well, I got a couple really fun things coming up. A lot more fun than what we were just talking about. I've been hosting what called some senior fun days. And so the next senior fun day is coming up on July 21st at 9 a.m. at the Robert Guevara Community Center. All our seniors 55 and up are welcome to attend. It's free. It's a lot of fun. They keep the seniors entertained. They play games. They do Zumba, and they have all sorts of fun prizes. And so I'm inviting all our seniors, if you're looking for a little change of pace, come out on Thursday, July 21st to the Robert Guevara Community Center at 501 Florida Parkway. The other thing we have going on, and I know you don't have a graphic for this, is the opening of the very first splash pad that Osceola County has created. Our cities have some splash pads. The county didn't have one. So our brand new El Yunque splash pad will be opening up July 13th. I hope you guys at Positively Osceola will be joining us for that grand opening. It's located at the back end of the 65th Infantry Park. And again, we plan to cut the ribbon on July 13th, and looking forward to the kids being able to go and, refresh for the rest of the summer there with that grand opening of that splash pad.
Awesome. We will be there for sure, as we like to always be when you're doing those events. So you are busy as always.
We are, and we're bringing back in-person events. We had kind of shied away.
Sure.
We had been doing everything drive-through. By the way, back to school. Those parents that are watching, if you they need supplies, book bags. There's a series of back to school events that the commissioners do. I myself do one. Mine is going to be on July 30th at 10 in the morning at Archie Gordon. But almost all the commissioners, I think, do one. So please keep tracking our Facebook page, Osceola County. They post all of that. But we're like I was saying, we're going back to in-person events. I'm really excited. So my first in-person community event is going to be our Fall Fun Fest. We're bringing it back. I'm so excited because we missed it the last 2 years. So that's going to be October 14th. So I'll get you more information as we get closer to that date.
Nice. Not getting a break during the summer. Looks like vacation's going to have to be at a later date.
That is correct. You can't take a break right now.
Nah, it's all good. Somebody's taking one for us, right?
Absolutely.
Well, we appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to cover before we sign off today?
No, just, I just want to make sure that anybody that's looking at this that needs a little extra help, we have lots of different assistance available. And if we don't have assistance available through the county, we usually have a place where we could refer you to. So please don't forget to reach out to us at 407-742-8400. We're here to help and assist you in any way that we can.
Well, we appreciate you very well. And very good. We covered affordable housing today. Talking about seniors and caring for seniors and making sure that our seniors are okay in this community, talking about getting into in-person events again. We do appreciate it. We don't take it lightly that you stop and talk to us, and it's great to let the community know what's going on. I know it's a busy summer for everybody, so we're glad we can kind of highlight what you guys are doing over at the county.
Yeah, thank you. And to our seniors, we do have a new senior services coordinator, the first ever in that position. And where we're going to be doing, the first thing that they're going to be doing is doing some survey of our seniors to see where we could help them more. So if you have an opportunity, you're a senior, please, if you see somebody asking you to fill out that survey or a link asking you to fill out the survey, please do fill it out.
Excellent. Well, we appreciate you very much for sure. Again, for stopping in and being a part of In the Loop with Positively Osceola.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. Again, this is Keith with Positively Osceola, along with the Vice Chairwoman of the Osceola County Board of County Commissioners. That would be Viviana Janer, the Commissioner for District 2. Together, we're making a positive difference in and around Osceola County. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.